Christ, people will fall for him because they're going to recognize him.
Yeah.
Those who have had near-death experiences, and that was the being they saw, posing as Jesus, talking to them, sending them back, etc.
Yeah.
He's the one that plays behind all those experiences.
Yeah.
And so, it's not going to be too far-fetched. That's basically what he does now.
Yeah.
A lot of deceptions coming, and they're going to be good.
I know.
I can't say everybody who's ever had a near-death experience didn't see the Lord that said they did.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to base it on other than the fact that, whatever. I don't think so.
Well, that's what I tell people, that, there's going to be a lot of deceptions coming, and, and I try to tell my loved ones, like I tell my girlfriend, my cousins, the ones that I love, that, this is all going to happen, and about the alien agenda and whatever, but you try to tell them, but, it's like they don't listen,
I think you're crazy.
Yeah.
I know, I've been hearing it for years.
Yeah, and so now I kind of feel like I'm like responsible for their lives because they don't know what's going to happen, So I have to, like, tell them, like, try to, like, save them, try to, like, get them out of harm's way, but...
Yeah, we don't just print stuff off for them to read.
Yeah.
That if they're open to listen...
Yeah.
Just print stuff off. Print my articles off. Let them read them. Or put them on a disc so that you just, access them off a computer, or just print them off on a printer. And if most people aren't even open to read anything.
Yeah.
Most people just don't even want to hear it. But I hear from people all the time where, a year ago I was telling you were crazy, and now I'm writing to let you know.
Yeah.
I believe exactly what you're saying now. Because it usually takes some kind of eye-opening experience.
Yeah.
For people to snap out of their complacency. To realize that what you're saying is true. What you're saying, they'll start searching the scriptures, and the Lord just keeps leading back to my stuff, my material.
Yeah.
I hear from these people all the time.
Yeah, and I tell them, I was like, it's all in the Bible. You just have to read it, But
well, I'm not coming out with anything new.
Yeah.
There's nothing new under the sun. All it is repackaged for modern times.
Yeah.
They change the names of things, and they change the terminology, but it's the same stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but... yeah, but... I wouldn't tell my mom or, like, dad or anything, but... Because they'll think I'm crazy,
But then you just drop seeds here and there.
Yeah.
You just drop little bits of information here and there. And
and I was going to tell you, like the people that, like, like this information, you think that they're going to have to, like, fulfill a purpose, whether it's to, like, serve God or...
people who?
Like the information, like, I know, like, all about all the stuff that you talk about, but do you think that people that listen to you and that know what's going on, do you think that they're going to have to, like, fulfill a purpose, like, in the future, like, whether it's to, like, help God or, like, to help people, you know what I mean?
Well, you know what, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but you know what, it's whatever the Lord leads them to do with it.
Yeah.
He's got a calling for different people. One person waking up at a time.
Yeah.
And learning what's coming.
Yeah. And
how he takes that information you've learned and uses it for his glory. He'll just lead you in the way he needs you to go.
Yeah.
A lot of this is just so that people aren't deceived at what's coming. They can see, recognize what's happening. They're not going to be buying into the deceptions.
Yeah.
And they can help others around them. I mean, that's the biggest thing you can do, and that's what just the Lord leads a lot of people to do, is just warn and tell other people. And they want to know, well, I want to know what my calling is. Well, that is.
Yeah.
The Lord's leading you to do it now. He's leading you just to talk to people around you.
Yeah.
Everybody's callings are different, especially when you're just, coming into the knowledge of things. He leads people differently. He's not going to, set you up on a pedestal and tell you to start giving speeches.
Yeah.
Now when he leads you.
Yeah.
It's steps. When when you're faithful and obedient with the one he leads you to, he's going to lead you to another and another and another.
Yeah.
Your calling is to just go by faithfulness and obedience.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't give, you know, he's going to give you 1 talent this time and 10 the next or 20 the next, you know.
Yeah.
But you know what? The greater the calling, the greater accountability and judgment for it.
Yeah.
You're going to be accountable for all that a lot more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just enjoy every step of the way, because that's when you learn the most. That's when you learn who he is, how he operates, when he reveals himself to you, when you're open to his leading and direction. Now, those are the learning stages. Those are the learning phases.
Yeah.
And it never stops. But you just become more and more confident in him as you get to know him more and more.
Yeah. You know, well, I want to thank you, Sherry, for everything, for, you know, giving out this information. And ever since I started listening to you, you know, I've gotten closer to the Lord, you know, following him, the Bible, doing what I can do to serve him, you know. And I just want to thank you for everything, for sharing all this information. But I don't want to take much of your time right now, but thank you, Sherry, for everything.
All right, well, thanks for calling in. You're very welcome, and praise the Lord for everything. Thanks for calling in.
All right, thank you, Sherry.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Listener calling line, folks, 260-356-2611. And, you know, when you start to learn how to paddle a boat, the Lord's not going to give you a Titanic. He's gonna lead you one step at a time. And how far you can go is certainly up to you. The Lord does not place limits on us. We place them on him. And so, you know, he can take a person as far as they're willing to go. He leads you step by step. He doesn't expect you to paddle a Titanic when you're just at the fishing boat level. And so, you know, that's how you get to the Titanic, though. You upgrade. You keep upgrading because of obedience and faithfulness, and showing that you're willing to be led by him, that you're willing to seek and follow him. You know, that's what he's always said to me, is that so many people call him by his name, but they won't listen to him. They won't be led by him. They're off doing their own things, off busy doing their own thing. And then when he needs them, he asks them to do something. He gets excuses. And then there's other people on the other spectrum who would give their right arms and legs just to hear his voice and have him leading them. You know, they're still at that stage where they have to learn how to hear him, how to commit themselves to him so that they can be led by him. And they're at the beginning phases. And those beginning phases are tough. But then you have so many sitting in the middle where they recognize the Lord's voice when they hear him, and how he leads and pulls their spirit to do things for him, and they just ignore him. Just ignore him. And complete frustration, you know. He doesn't need people. He could control this whole world with just one person, 2 people himself, get rid of everybody if he wanted to. But those who are faithful to him, it's not in numbers. It's just in the fact that we're obedient and faithful to him. But there's so many claiming his name and then refusing to do anything that he says, anything that he needs.